here's a few things I've learned since October 7th. Never rush to judgment, especially when the Hamas union is the one that's bringing out all the news, the Hamas brigade. So we learned in that there was a bombing of a hospital. Oh my God, Israel bombed a hospital. Turns out it was the Muslim Brotherhood or one of the Islamic Jihad counterparts that actually was a rocket that hit the hospital. Okay, all right, whoops, blamed it on Israel.
Welcome back to Z's Political Couch. Today's hot take, Adam. The self-anointed defender of Israel goes full spin cycle trying to justify every misstep while gaslighting Vinnie for daring to ask questions. Adam's big play, calling a Gaza bombing a mishap due to a Hebrew mistranslation. Really, Adam? That's your defense? Meanwhile, he demands blind loyalty for Israel while dismissing Palestinian suffering as a side note. His what if Mexico fired missiles at Dallas argument falls flat too, you'll see. Sure, the US would respond, but does that justify indiscriminate bombing, the innocents dying, and billions in unchecked aid? Vinnie's not gonna hold back. Grab your popcorn and let's dive in.
We learned that the UN said there's 30,000 innocent women and children. The UN just came out and secretly reduced their number almost by half. Turns out we were wrong. Okay, nobody talked about that. This story, I saw this over the weekend. I was like, holy shit, this isn't good. This is
the UN reporting.
Yes.
So if you trust the UN, that's fine. Well, I don't trust the UN. But go ahead. You could go ahead.
So who do you trust?
I don't trust the UN. I don't trust none of them. But go ahead, Adam.
Well,
make your point.
You trusted this story that came.
What do you mean? Benjamin Netanyahu said it. Okay. Benjamin Netanyahu said we made a mistake, Adam. Again, you're saying that I'm saying it. Your boy said it.
Vinnie, listen.
Okay. Your boy said it. Don't put words in my mouth.
So, Rob, pull this out there. There was actually a video of the day I sent to you on Slack of someone in Palestine reacting to it. And the word, this is sort of one, the biggest problem, what the World Economic Forum said, it's misinformation and disinformation. Part of that is also misunderstanding words. So there was an authentic video from Gaza Strip in which Palestinian civilians from Rafah are heard talking about the attack and saying the army bombed a Hamas jeep full of weapons and ammunition. There's stories out there basically saying that they bombed a humanitarian area. No, they bombed a jeep that was full of weapons and ammunition. And the word that they used, this is Bibi Netanyahu, this is technical. This is what happens when you try to interpret misinterpretation. He didn't use the word mistake. He said mishap. So if you speak Hebrew, you understand. So nobody talks about the fact that Hamas was firing missiles into Tel Aviv. Let me ask you a question. If Mexico was firing missiles into Dallas, if Cuba was firing missiles into Miami, if Montreal was firing missiles into New York, what do you think the United States would do? We'd go after them with hell and with fury. Even Trump used the words to Kim Jong-un, with fire and fury, we'll come after you. The guy on the ground, this is someone in Palestine, may God deliver us from this trouble of Hamas. So what we're understanding is this. We rush to judgment and just think that Israel is indiscriminately killing people. You sort of made a joke. Why don't they kill them all? Why don't they? Because they don't. They don't want to kill all these people. Why doesn't Egypt take them in? They're in Rafah. Take them in.
It's not not their responsibility, Adam. When people say that, it drives me nuts.
Whose responsibility?
It's not
Vinnie,
Egypt.
You went on a nice 10-minute rant.
It's not Egypt, though. But it's not Egypt.
Why? So whose responsibility?
No.
Here's my point.
Nuts.
You guessed wrong. You thought that they intentionally did this.
Wait. Because you showed me a text from a guy that wrote something on the internet?
So here's where I'm likely to believe. A guy that lives in Palestine that was there for this rather than Vinnie. So that's where I'm at with it.
Okay. Adam.
So it was a mishap where they actually, nobody talks about, they were going after the people that shot missiles into Tel Aviv. Someone was hurt and killed, not hurt and killed, injured in Herzliya. Why do I know about Herzliya? Because that's where I stay when I go to Israel. So it's a nice area. They're trying to get, so imagine if you're Israel, you have Hamas to your west, you have Lebanon, Hezbollah to your north, you got Syria, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, you have Iran attacking you. Israel's the only country in the world with their neighbors literally genocidal Islamic jihadist maniacs, and when they try to fight back, they're like, Israel, you're fighting too hard. No country in the world is villainized for trying to win a war. By the way, speaking of winning wars, here's just a quick fact check of what wars are going around the world. Ukraine, remember that? Remember that whole thing that everyone cared about? No news. Ukraine, Sudan, Yemen, Haiti. You see what's going on there? The guy's literally eating human bodies. China, the Uyghurs. Remember all those people that were getting killed? Forget about those guys. Ethiopia, Myanmar, Congo, Syria, Libya, Mexico, and the cartels killing people. In West Africa, there's jihadist groups in West Africa, in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. There's no talk about anything else. No Jews, no news. All these wars are going on, but our friends want to rant and rave about us trying to eliminate Hamas. What's my point? Nobody gives a shit. Why do I say that? Nobody in America actually gives a shit. We've seen the media try to prop up these student protests. Turns out it was just happening on a liberal, on massive woke elite universities. No one else gives a shit. But when you actually poll the American people and you say, hey, what do you actually care about? What are the issues that actually affect you? Do you know where Hamas and Gaza is on the list? It's not. People care about the economy, defending against terrorism, Hamas, reducing influence money in politics, reducing healthcare costs, improving education, making Social Security financially sound, reducing crime, dealing with immigration, reducing availability of illegal drugs, the budget, the deficit, improving the job situation. These are things that Americans care about. Everybody wants to talk about Gaza. No one cares. Israel's going to win their war against these terrorists, and the world is going to bitch and moan when mishaps happen, and you're going to jump to conclusion, nobody cares.
I disagree 1,000% that nobody cares, Adam. Those 50 families that are freaking burning under the ground, they care. Okay? The Palestinians here that aren't pro-Hamas or whatever, that love their families and stuff, Adam, they care.
No, when I say nobody cares,
I care.
If you poll the American people,
I don't care about
what's going on in Gaza.
Okay,
is not even in the top 10, but barely in the top 20
Adam,
issues.
and that's fine for
and it's
them.
not even in the top 15 for Gen Z.
But you know, Adam.
So I know that you want to blame what's going on here, but let the facts come out, Vinny.
Adam,
you know nothing. You literally know nothing.
So guess what?
And you're jumping to conclusions. Let the facts come out.
I know nothing.
Let the facts come out.
I know nothing. The freaking prime minister of Israel said, whoops, we made a mistake.
No, it's in Israeli, in Hebrew, it's called a mishap.
Mishap, a.k.a. mistake, Adam. Mistake. Yes, it was.
They bombed an ammo post with weapons that were shooting missiles into Tel Aviv. Vinny, if you were the prime minister, listen.
Hold on, wait, before you go there. So you know for a fact the missiles were coming from Rafah? Is that what you're telling me? No, he said Gaza.
What?
Were they coming from Rafah?
That's literally where they said
No, they didn't. They said from Gaza. They weren't leaving from the encampment where they're innocent people. Okay. And here's the point, Adam. You want to talk about making points? You're missing my point. My point is, I am an American. My tax dollars, we just said, well, how much was it, PBD? $28 billion to Israel. I have the right to talk as much shit as I want about him and the government's actions.
Vinny, you have every right to talk as much as you want. You also have the right to be loud and wrong.
No, okay.
And you're doing a great job of it, bro.
Tell me one thing I'm wrong about. I'll wait. Go.
Everything you just said.
Adam, you're absolutely wrong.
You haven't said one thing that's right.
Adam's mental gymnastics might have earned him a gold medal in deflection, but no amount of spin can hide the glaring hypocrisy. Defending Israel's mishaps while dismissing legitimate critiques is the kind of selective outrage we hear to shred. Israel's playbook of, oops, it's a mistranslation doesn't fly either. Mistakes are one thing. Systematically justifying civilian casualties while demanding unwavering global support is another. And Adam, my guy, if you're going to call Vinny loud and wrong, maybe have something better than recycled talking points and weak metaphors to back it up. Here's the truth. Blind allegiance isn't patriotism, and calling out injustice isn't anti-anything. It's accountability. Thanks for joining me on Z's Political Couch. We'll keep pulling back the curtains and exposing these kind of charades. So until next time, remember, the truth doesn't need spin. It just needs a platform. Please like, share, and subscribe, and also stay woke, stay critical, and see you on the next one.